Happy Friday. We made it for the to the end of the week. This is Chakra Losa. This is actually just an intro chat. I will follow up with the videos with your readings. I'm doing them pre-record because that way more people could go back to them to remember what I said. I know when I go live, only certain people see it, but not the people on my actual page. So because I would like for you to check back later. This is the reason why I'm going to do it like this today. So yeah, this weekend we have Mother's Day. The Mother's Day celebrated in Latin America is tomorrow on Saturday. And then the one celebrated in the United States, it's on Sunday, correct? We also have a full moon in Scorpio on May 12th. And that's actually why I wanted to talk in this chat. So, what I wanted to bring up with that is this. Let's see here. Pulling up my stuff because I made a few additions to here. Hi. And another reason why I'm also wearing my Yemaya shirt is because she is literally the Orisha of motherhood. So I'm wearing that shirt today with Yemaya on it. Okay, but yeah, Scorpio full moon on May 12th. It's gonna be around 12:54 p.m. At 22 degrees and 12 minutes. Okay, so the theme of this full moon, guys, it's power. Okay. And the power is how you express the Scorpio power, like, but in healthy ways. Okay. So, like, the healthy expression of Scorpio being power, it's you, the one who's viewing me right now, being in your power, and then, try to channel it in ways that make you feel alive. Okay. Unhealthy ways of expressing this Scorpio power is repressing or giving that power away. So let's just say that you guys have Aries in important parts of your natal chart because it's not only your sun sign, but it could be wherever you have Aries. Okay, where when we say important part of your natal chart, I personally understand it. Like let's say if I have it like in a Mars placement, or if I have it in the house of you know, uh, money, then to me, those would be considered important parts, okay? Or even your sun, moon, and rising, okay? But yeah, like I said, it's like if, let's say if you have Aries, an important part of your chart, then the Scorpio full moon that we're having will reveal where you might be like using that Aries energy in shadow ways, which are disempowering to you as in Aries. This is an example, okay? So the point of this full moon is recognizing what's holding you back so you can embrace a healthier version of the sign that's alive within you, okay? So that's one of the themes of this moon. So how it would affect by sign, guys. So let's say I'm gonna go through the zodiac charts, okay? If you're an Aries, Aries stands out for being a person, person, individual about commitments, okay? So when you are an empowered ram, which is Aries is the animal, right? The ram, it's about having this like noble purpose that you believe in and also that you want to just commit all of it through your heart, okay? So whether it's your job, your belief system, your familia, your relationship, all that would be under commitments, right? So with the Scorpio full moon on the 12th, that light from the full moon is going to flash that light on your commitments and how they make you feel. All right, Aries. So if you're feeling repressed, suppressed, if you feel not seen, you feel hidden, you feel exhausted, you're like drained, empty, and you start being like irritable and blaming other people, then it's pretty much a sign that you're not in your power. So with the full moon, you're going to feel all that, very deep. All right, Aries. So the message of this full moon for you will be to reclaim that fire and make a change in that. Okay. And for Taurus, Tauruses are known for the energy of comfort, pleasure, being receptive. They're able to just be present. Okay. They like to enjoy life, taking their sweet ass time and not try to control that. Okay. They're like a receiver, and then they're also very sensual. I mean, that's all Venus, right? Um, Tauruses enjoy intimacy, and they attract versus chase. So it's like a flower doesn't chase a bee, the bee comes to it, right? As an example. So how this it's going to affect you with the full moon. It's the questions that a Taurus should ask themselves at the moment. Have you been feeling secure, whether it's your job, your home, whatever partnerships you have, whether it's, your romantic ones, your familia, your business ones? Do you feel secure with your finances? Because security is a big thing for Tauruses, okay? So, uh, shadow for a Taurus will be having the mind of lack and scarcity. Okay, that would be the shadow side of Taurus, because it won't make you feel safe. You're gonna feel like very insecure about it, Taurus. You might even become selfish and just like really tight and holding tight like the money. There is actually a card in tarot called the Four of Pentacles. There's an image where the guy's like holding all the pentacles like this. All right. So, and then you become like stubborn, more stubborn. You are like very like, you start chasing and then you just shut down. All right. So the full moon in Scorpio will shine a light on those things for you, Taurus. Okay. So the tip for that would be to know your worth, and of course have strong boundaries. I believe in some of my readings I have mentioned that about boundaries, because the loyalty that you have to things, you just stick it out. So with this full moon, it's not going to allow that. Okay, it's just going to shine the light really bright, like saying, fool, you better check this out. Okay. Now, like for Gemini, I'm a Gemini. It's a Gemini in general is all about being free, the freedom and the new beginnings. All right. So with that comes like the Fool card, that energy of the Fool, like wee. All right. So it's like an innocent, childlike type of wonder. If you've seen like toddlers, if you're a person that likes to observe, I'm an observer, so I do observe how the children are when the moment they start walking. Okay. So it's kind of like that childlike wonder. Okay. So it's all about having fun, seeing the possibilities and everything, and just overall curious. And just because I always say I'm curious and people think I'm nosy, I'm just curious. When I ask questions, I'm curious. Like, why, how do you do that? Why do you do that? That's just me, my thing. Okay. Now, the shadow for a Gemini would be avoiding responsibilities. Okay, trying to distract yourselves or make everything kind of like lighthearted, which annoys people that are like very deep, because you want to avoid emotions. Okay, and it's like one of those things like pew pew, shots fired, right? Because holy crap, when you need to show emotions, it's a vulnerability, and Gemini is all about up here and not really right here, right? So sorry, don't shoot the messenger. I'm actually a Gemini, so I am a messenger. So it's like shots fired, pew pew, ducking the chanclas and stone casting. So with this full moon, Gemini, it's gonna bring an internal desire to just break free, break those chains, okay, from authority. It just came to mind like South Park, authority, right? So it's like in any way that you can, because we want to be free emotionally and mentally. All right. So the point would be evaluating what the motivations are, and trying to direct that energy and power in a like to pretty much amplify or enhance your life, okay? And also to reclaim your freedom. And by reclaiming it also is not really caring what other people think, but reclaim if you feel trapped, okay? Because also you're gonna feel like we're restricted. There you go. That's the word. There's some restriction. Luckily, I don't feel that way. Okay, but I do have a more stronger Virgo than I do Gemini. So with the Gemini, yeah, I jump into things too because I like to try new things. But anyway, enough about me. Now, like with Cancer, the full moon, Cancer. We know Cancers are known for having big hearts and being the most giving in the whole zodiac family, right? So Cancer does have the intuition, and they also are very able to actually see, identify, and then just take care of the needs of others, and just like to give of themselves, like too much, too much, too much. All right. They Cancers just love to create like this safety nest or like group and community. So, and they just like looking at everything through heart and emotion. All right. So they're focused on what you need and what you want. And they do it especially towards the people that they actually love. Okay. Now, the shadow side of that for Cancer is giving all the power away. And that's the power of like, you're just giving, giving, giving. Like, people call you to help me move, come and take care of, I need taking care of this, I need taking care of that. So then Cancer ends up like feeling drained and then just completely exhausted. And then you start victimizing yourself because you are concerned. You're like, okay, I'm going to sacrifice myself because so and so is suffering. So it's like you're more concerned about other people's feelings, even though you're now like feeling like no one cares about me. All right. So the shadow will be controlling things. Okay, a controlling Cancer is dangerous, and I say that lightly. Okay, because um, the controlling type of Cancer will have like expectations placed on whatever it is that they want you to do for them, right? So, or if they're going to give it to you, they want an expectation. So at that point, it's no longer giving from their pure place, which is the heart. So with the full moon in Scorpio, for my Cancers, you have to reevaluate and evaluate what motivates you. What are your motivations and internal reasons to make sure that that energy that you're like putting out there is actually elevating, enhancing. All right. So that means take care of and meet your own needs because you need to give to yourself first. Fill your cup first. And the tarot, the Ace of Cups, it's like you got to fill your cup first, okay? Because at that point, you can give from an authentic heart, It's like, yeah. Now with my Leos, it's all fire, fire, fire. It's all action. It's the king, the queen. It's they're referred to as the sun in the tarot. Um, and then the superstar, the superstar. Okay, Leos love themselves authentically, and they like to inspire other people to love themselves. This will be like a healed Leo. So it's like all the traits that I mentioned in the beginning, it's like the strengths of the sign, okay? Leos are like the force of light. I mean, the fire in tarot, it's creativity, it's divine light, so they're like a force of light. The sun in the world, all that. Like whoosh, lights, great. Now, the shadow side of a Leo, when they're not vibing high or, yeah, their like vibration is low, now a Leo will be forcing attention or taking it from other people. All right. And then you start using that power to manipulate situations and people and things around you. Okay. Now, you might also use that same power and manipulation to make someone else feel like this, like inferior, like Yeah, because you'll feel that you're better than them. That means that, to me, as someone who has worked in dealing with mental health in my former employment, I see that as a lack of confidence. Okay, it's a reaction that it's like a trauma response. So it's you might have experienced some childhood trauma. You might have had judgmental, you know, parents or people around you. And so you're constantly probably seeking validation through everything, whether it's you know, like what, like daddy's girl or, mama's boy. And I say that like in the most respectful way. It's just, there is the people that, they want to make sure that they get the attention of the parents like that. So then in those situations, you lose touch with your worth. Okay. So with this full moon, it's accept yourself for just who you are. Okay. Which is the gifts that you give, the joy that you bring when you are in your highest vibration, Leo. Okay. I mean, hello. Okay. Then with Virgo, when we think about Virgo, by the way, I read that Pope, that new one, he has a Virgo stellium. That means he has a lot of Virgo just in one. That's a lot of Virgo. Okay. But anyway, Virgo is known for having integrity. Okay? Virgos live by their own code and whatever the hell they want to do. It's like they have their own little pattern, their own little rhythms. Okay. So it's very important to not self betray Virgo, because Virgo is known to be a giver, right? It's like the hermit, so they like to seek wisdom all the time. And then they also are considered like a high priest or priestess type, with just seeking truth and stuff, and of course with their intuition when they analyze stuff. Okay. And when it comes to devotion, they're very devotional. So because of that, because they're like to give all the time the service to others, I mean, they are known for service to others and sometimes not to themselves. So people take advantage of, Virgos for this reason. So the shadow on this whole thing will be putting all your energy into ways that others need it versus yourself. So it's like you're trying to make others happy, even if it means betraying your own integrity and your own code. All right. Because now it's like a self betrayal for yourself. You compromised that truth of yours and how that this is how I do it. This is what I believe in, that integrity, right? So, also, one of the shadow things would be perfectionism and very self critical type of, things that would come out too. So, the tip would be to be your unusual, authentic self. Be unusual. It's funny. I actually have a pillow that says, I myself am strange and unusual from Beetlejuice, and I'm looking at that right now. So, just be your unusual, authentic self, Virgo, even if it means being a loner and not popular. It is what I have. Like I said, I have heavy Virgo placement, so I actually enjoy just being solo, like in things that I do. So I feel ya. I feel ya. Then the Libras, it's about relationships. Libra is known about relationships. I mean, seventh house, Libra relationships, right? And it's like long-term relationships, not something short-term. So Libra about relationships, but like very, very legit 100% purest relationship form. Okay. Um, Finding relationships that will reciprocate what a Libra would feel and be truly seen and understood is very difficult. Okay. So Libras always want someone that would mirror all of them, like how they are. So if Libra feels that they're like the savior and all stuff, they want to look for someone like that. And perhaps they might find someone, but they notice a few things that don't match, but they just turn the blind eye. But then that's where the shadow starts coming in. It's like, what are your motivations? Okay. Are you being authentic? Are you standing in your power? Because now it's like I feel like the mirror changes, right? Because if you're not being real, Libra, then guess what you're gonna attract? So it's again, it's like, are you being real? Are you keeping it authentic and true? Are you standing in your power? I mean, do you have friendships or relationships currently that are draining your energy? Or are they actually, pumping you up, like making you feel alive with energy? Is the person you're with, like, yeah, like the person you're with, like romantic, are they supportive of you? Do they empower you? Or do you have to hide who you really are just to keep them happy? Those are things that you want to reflect on with this full moon, because it's going to shine the light on those things and make you feel uncomfortable, right? So the tip is not to hide, not to self betray, just be yourself, have, that depth and quality in your relationships and your connections, and always choose yourself first, okay? And then Scorpios, the moon's gonna be in your sign. So if you're a Scorpio moon, you might feel it stronger, because it's a moon. So if it's like, Scorpio season, when they say it's like they call it like, sun square, what your return, because it's around your birthday, which will be like what, late October and um, early November, right? But the full moon will be in Scorpio. Scorpio's energy is, they are very in touch with desires and going after them. I have mentioned that in my readings, that when they get obsessed with something, they will go after it. They will get it. They will get it. Okay. A healthy expression for Scorpio is just just this really dynamic power and still feeling alive. All right. They like to live loud, express themselves, like just being true to themselves. Like they just keep it real, sharing their feelings. And since Scorpio is intense, I mean, have you guys, all right, I'll put it right there. If you guys have ever had like a Scorpio actually like you, as in romantically, like if they have a crush on you, you might feel ice staring or like burning in the back of your head. Yeah, they're intense. Okay. And then when they love, they're intense. Their emotions, everything that they put their interest in is intense. I personally would vouch that with a Scorpio. So the shadow side of that Scorpio would be feeling repressed, people telling you no, blah, 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 all that stuff. So a Scorpio that's repressed will shut down. They will be cold. They will hide, because it's like their feelings are so deep they don't want to share it. You know that saying, still waters run deep. Yeah, when they shut down, they're gonna shut down. I've seen Scorpios when they get pissed off and shut down. Oh yeah, that's not the side you want to meet. All right. And when it comes to resentment, yep, they will form resentment. And even if they don't express it at that moment, it's like, let's say right now, like what, we're 2025, right? It's like you're like, oh, they disappear, whatever. You probably did something that hurt their feelings, then they have resentment for you. You'll probably be like in 2035, and it's going to come back and hit you, because that's when they're going to get you what you least expected. All right. Just to throw it out there. So, yeah, resentment will make you feel triggered. Then also there's possessiveness, the controlling, that jealousy, the misuse of power and manipulation in the most negative form, right? And codependency, because they're used to it. So if they're in a relationship, even though all these repressions, shutting down, all that happens, they will just stay because they're familiar with the relationship. And I have known a few Scorpios who find themselves in a situation like that. So Scorpio, just let go what doesn't serve your highest good, pretty much. All right. I love you guys. So then my Sagittarius are curious. They're always looking for stuff, searching, they're seeking and just trying out new things, because to them it has to be deep. They have to, actually search the truth in things. I wouldn't say it's emotional, it's more like searching for the truth. All right. So they have this like incredible intuition and like something inside of them that tell them like where they need to go. Now, the shadow side of Sagittarius is trying to copy someone else's path. right? And then that makes the Sagittarius feel lost because they don't trust themselves. So another side of this shadow is also being stubborn, where they're committed to their own path, that there's no room for compromise. They become very stubborn and dun dun dun, they know it all. So if you, Sag, could find ways to fix that, and you'll notice, because you're just finding yourself just keep looking for the next bit thing, it's because what you are currently in just doesn't vibe with you, then that means that you're not living in your truth. So just sit in presence, like feel it, because if it's not fulfilling you, then you're not being your authentic self. Okay. And then now we come to Capricorn. We know Capricorns as being realistic, grounded, this really, really like hardcore strength to carry burdens. They're like just focused because they're Saturn ruled. And Saturn is all about discipline, not cutting corners. Okay, so don't think that Capricorns have a stick up their ass. Love you, Capricorns. It's just that Saturn tells them that they need to work, like take their time and not cut corners, because to them everything is long term. So that makes them reliable. They think practical ways. They have goals. They just follow their goals. They're very patient masters, all right? Determined, all that stuff, because of the long term. Now, the shadow of that will be afraid to embrace all the things I just mentioned. That is like they're like those really valuable parts of a Capricorn, the energy of Capricorn in their highest level, all right? Because then that will make you irresponsible. You don't want to take responsibility. So the full moon is going to do this to you, Capricorn. You're going to feel burnout, right? And then it's going to also showing that you're overdoing it, and you need to stop and slow down, all right? Because it's not the Capricorn way. So it's all about finding balance, especially when it comes to giving and receiving. And here's one that Capricorn doesn't like: being vulnerable, especially the Capricorn moons. Just want to throw it out there. My Aquariuses are known to be unique, always in their head, very chill and detached, but because they like to be objective, all right? Um, Aquarius is objective. And remember, the moon's in Scorpio, so Scorpio is more subjective. It's like, I'll leave that to you on the explanation between objective and subjective. All right. To be subjective, if I want to make it easier, is like how I feel about things myself. It's subjective because I'm the individual and that's how I see things. Objective is because it's written, it's researched, and oh, okay. All right. Anyway, now Aquarius is always about progression. They're very unconventional, like unconventional. They want to be free. They're considered rebellious. I mean, their ruling planet is, Uranus. So they're always willing to try new things, experience new things, and they're always very conscious. That's why the tarot card for them is the star. It's like enlightenment. It's like hope and all that stuff. All right. So with the full moon in Scorpio, for an Aquarius, it's just going to bring up this desire to break free from authority. All right. So with the shadow of Aquarius is not being present at all, because you cannot be yourself. You will notice that if you can't be yourself, then you're going to be just spaced out, checked out, and detached, very cold emotionally towards everyone. All right. And that's not the Aquarius way. I mean, Aquarius is known to be humanitarian. So, having to detach, check out. The people that have said, oh, Aquarius is their a-holes, it's because they have probably encountered an Aquarius in the shadow side. All right. So Aquarius, it's like just be free as you are. Try not to be like other people, because that's the inspiration that comes from you. And then now with Pisces, Pisces are known to be sensitive and dreamy and just visual and just connected to the heart, just like Cancer. All right. When it comes to the heart, though, that's the only connection that they have with Cancer. They like to give. They have very strong intuition. Now, the shadow side of Pisces is just blocking yourself from, you know, tapping into that power by being scared of what happens if you actually reveal who you. So we understand that it's scary to just like there, put yourself out there. And with this full moon in Scorpio, Scorpio full moon is going to want you to tap into your desires and just shine the light that if you're just self-sacrificing, do you need to be more selfish with people? And it's time to also understand what is like motivating you and what your internal motivations are, because the goal here is balance. So, Pisces, just be in your purest form, within your heart. Make sure it's expressed like naturally from the heart chakra, and make sure you like set those boundaries. So this is what we're gonna be like seeing this weekend if you haven't been feeling already, because we are in its shadow. So we are in shadow Scorpio full moon. It's 5 days before, 5 days after, and then it just out the way. So yeah, the stuff I talked about, I sat and read a bunch of different articles. So I took like snippets of each one to put together, we could say this like chit chat, okay, and how I understood it. And I hope that it is helpful. And also, since I am here talking, I would like to also just bring up a few gemstones. Yes, crystals. If you've seen my one of my pictures on TikTok, I gave my a little section of my talk about gemstones called Madre Piedrísima. If okay, what I wanted to do there was a bit of like fun wording, because you always say "Ay, Madre Purísima" where you're trying to like Madre Purísima, right? So I just put Piedrísima. Piedra is rock, so that's my Chacralosa take on it. So my Madre Piedrísima. I want to switch screens so you guys could see what I put together for you guys based on the full moon and the energy. So, for those that need to work on their shadow, we have, how you can face your past and work with it peacefully. So we have some petrified wood and we have clear quartz together. Their energies can help you face the past. I put some pictures there for you to check out. Petrified wood is fairly easy to find. I have a piece somewhere and I have like a little chest full of like small gemstones. So I believe I have a petrified wood. I also have like clear quartz. There's a clear quartz picture in there. There's one like right here. But yeah, help with the past. You hold these two together and you got that. And then now, as we move closer to the full moon, now we have here, it's like, okay, Scorpio is about emotions. So emotions are going to be out. How do you empower your emotions? Carry some azurite. All right. I have azurite in my little chest. That is, it's really small though, like this, but it will help you with emotions. You can see that the azurite's that blue one on the top. And then when we come to energy vampires, all right. Yes, if you're feeling like you're being drained, the best protection for energy vampire will be a snowflake obsidian, whether in a necklace, like right there, it's a little pendant picture I found. I actually have one here. Um, I have one myself. Oh, see, and I still have the price. I couldn't take it off. It's really hard. But anyway, I got this at the it's a oh my gosh. The Crystal Allies in Walnut Park, California, right? So yeah, there's they do events and I've sometimes promoted some of their stuff. Oh, now it's coming off. But yeah, this I went to one of their parking lot events. Like they had tables out. It was like this really nice event. And but yeah, they're in Walnut, California. Like not Walnut, Walnut, wait. Yeah, Walnut, not Walnut Park. Walnut Park is next to Huntington Park. No, Walnut, California. I'm talking about like up to 60 if you're in California, like SoCal, LA. You take the 60 and then it's you get off on like Lemon Street, somewhere in there, and it's not on the side of going towards um Nogala. It's no, it's not on that side. It's actually going towards Fullerton. We're on this side. Oh, sorry. I'm just like, yeah, if you're traveling like from me, I would be going east. I exit, so then I would be making a left under the bridge because I know that it's right behind 99 Ranch. That's there, that new one by the railroad track. So as I could put it direction wise. But anyway, guys, hope this little chit chat, intro chat helped out. But now I will go ahead and proceed to the readings on the next one. Have a good one.